I've learned that the photography is not a straight line. There are a lot of ups and downs, and everyone's journey is going to be different. Mine started in a sort of traditional way. I do have a BFA in photography, and then I went to New York and I worked in a lab, and I moved to Los Angeles and I worked for photographers there. And then I moved back to Connecticut and worked as a photo editor and slowly started shooting. And I didn't really even know what kind of photography I wanted to do in the beginning. Young photographers, usually you just shoot anything that someone was going to pay you for. And I remember showing my book of portraits at the Hartford Courant. They had a Sunday magazine, thinking that they would hire me for portraits. And the art director looked at me and said, "Have you ever shot food?" And I said, "Nope." She said, "Do you want to try?" I said, "Sure." And that started my food photography. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just kind of figured it out as I went along, which is a lot of photography, just kind of figuring it out as you go along. And nowadays there's so many ways of doing that with YouTube and, just so much information online that you can access. So I don't want to say it's easier now. Maybe it's harder for young photographers now because there's so much competition. I think technically it was harder back when I started shooting film, and just not having, like I said, not having so much information that's out there now. No way is better or worse. It's just different. Really, I mean, I love photography, so I'm always, reading and trying new things, going to art museums. I get inspiration from a lot of different places. And then I try to, play with my lighting or try something different, or, try to find some new props that I want to use. And actually, when I was shooting a lot of food and I was just having trouble finding props that I wanted. So I had two friends of mine, one who was a potter and one who ran an arts organization, create a pottery class so I could learn to do pottery, so I could actually create props to use in my food photography. So I did that for about 10 years. And that was really fun. So I like bringing like all the different things that I'm interested in into my photography. I love interior design. So I love shooting interiors. I love antique shops and junking. So I'm constantly on the lookout for props and things that I can use in my photos. And sometimes they're just photos it's just personal work and I'm just playing around with stuff. But also many times they do make it into client projects as well. So it's fun to kind of incorporate all of my different interests into my photography when I can.